Intel was founded in 1968 and is an American multinational semiconductor chipmaker corporation headquartered in Santa Clara, California. Its i5 and i7 microprocessors are found in most Windows PCs and laptops. It has a market cap of $99 billion, a price-to-earnings ratio of 8.7 and a dividend yield of 4.5. We are jumping around. We're going back to the global picture right now with Intel. This is a pedestrian, more in the value camp, if I remember correctly. Tshepo?
Well, a proper dig at it at the get-go. Look, I think if you're looking at Intel, it says a big American business. The reality of it is that I think 70% of their sales come from Asia, so you could argue it's a big Asian business.
So you mean we got the definition wrong at the top of the show anyway?
No.
Shows how little we know.
That could be controversial, but anyways. Look, I think the big difficulty with Intel has been, no doubt about it, they've missed the transition into mobile. They've missed the tablet space and the smartphone space, and that's hurt. The big driver...
There's quite a lot of misses there.
No, that is...
Are there any hits in this scenario?
The big drivers for Intel has been the PC market, and they're going through a slowdown in the PC market. Again, I think at a consumer level, PCs are probably X-growth, I'll give you that. But I think the big driver for PCs has been at the corporates. And we're seeing sustained demand at the corporate level for PCs. So I don't think it's the death of PCs just yet. And if you are betting against Intel, you're betting against their R&D team being able to get mobile right, and they're making the right sort of noises already.
Are you betting against Intel, Paul?
Yeah, look, I mean, in the PC business, we know the problems that HP is going through currently. We know the drama that Dell is experiencing, and it's really just because they've kind of seen a negative economic cycle with slow replacement in the corporate business and government. That could recover, but you are seeing stories about, companies buying 8,000 iPads and giving them to their employees so that they can, work remotely and all that sort of stuff. I don't think the desktops are dead, and certainly the laptops are not dead for the road warriors, but there's a serious question mark. And we know that both Apple with its AMD knockoff kind of chips, as well as Samsung, which makes its own chips, is not that interested in Intel and its stories. So that leaves it with the replacement market and the server market, which is not insubstantial. But I just think it's got a CEO that's basically quit, an insider, Paul Theron. They're talking about a potential replacement from where I'm not sure. So I'm not quite sure that the market loves it, but it is an old favorite and it is a cyclical business. So it does have such market power that it'll probably see an upturn. But you can see the 5-year share chart looks a bit lost.
It does look a little bit lost, but Tshepo, you hold heart hope for this one.
We hold and we continue to hold. Again, quality business. Just to put some of the numbers in perspective, Intel spends more on R&D spend than their biggest rival as market cap. These are some of the numbers that we're talking about with this business.
And it does bring context to the argument.
And in reality, whilst they're the dominant player in laptops now, they did miss the boat a little bit when laptops came out initially as well, because they've always developed really, really strong processors that are very powerful but overheat the smaller the device, and they've managed to get laptops right. I'm pretty sure they'll get the tablet space right as well.
Paul, are you shedding a tear there? Hot or not?
No, I was just sort of rubbing my eyes. No,
don't worry. We'll get
like I said earlier, consumer electronics and electronics generally is where love goes to die. There are plenty of companies like Sony and Panasonic and RCA and all sorts of people that dominated their space in the past. But if they didn't reinvent themselves, so I fear to some extent that Intel is up against it. So I wouldn't be going long here, but it certainly isn't at $100 billion market cap. It's not a bad looking prospect.
And
but
we
for
get
me,
to
not hot.
not hot.
That's hot for me.
It's hot.